Joining me now is Democratic Congresswoman Sara Jacobs of California, who will soon become the youngest member of the House Democratic leadership lineup. So congratulations on that, Congresswoman. So you say that the U.S. has failed in countering terrorism in Africa, spending billions with very bleak results. You also argue that this failed policy is hurting efforts to fight hunger and address the climate crisis so importantly. Do you have any solutions?
Well, thank you for having me and for the congratulations. Yes, I wrote an op-ed in Foreign Policy saying that we have a real opportunity right now with this African Leaders Summit to rethink the way we approach counterterrorism in Africa. You know, we've poured billions of dollars in it over 20 years, and yet we're only seeing violence and violent extremism increase. And that's because we focus so much on the military approach instead of really looking at the underlying drivers of this issue, which, based on my experience working at the State Department, is that when human rights abuses are being committed, when militaries are committing abuses against their populations, that's what's really driving recruitment into violent extremism. And so if we really want to be able to address this issue, what we need to do is focus on increasing governance, good governance in Africa, and really work with governments there to make sure they understand what they need to do to bring young people into the government, to make sure that everyone in the country feels included in has a stake in the future of those countries.
Chinese trade with Africa is about 4 times that of the U.S. How do we compete with that?
Yeah, I think that Africa is a huge area of opportunity. It's the youngest continent in the world. The majority of the people on the continent are under 30. And we know it's got huge opportunities for economic growth. And so I'm really glad that President Biden is hosting the summit for the first time in a decade, after we know the Trump administration really neglected the continent, to make sure that we are showing the African leaders and the African people that we care about them. We care about their human rights. We care about their economic development, and we're going to continue investing in it.